interview is with Hillary Frazier. Hillary Frazier was part of the recent Amazon collaborative mural at the new Amazon facility, led by Cadavian Baylor. Um, so she did a portion of the mural that it has some people fishing on a boat, and this is representing Cross Lake. So let me also show you her like process. So she started with her sketch here, and she she'll explain more about what these all the symbolism means here. And look at the process in which she did the colors, the lining getting more defined, the figures, and then its end result. And this is where this is what they contributed to the collaborative mural. So we're going to go ahead and listen to that interview now. Okay. So it was a great interview. We talk about this mural project, her experience with the mural project, and we discuss her art and her advice to starting artists. She's a teacher, so she has a lot of great advice, and she teaches students every day, and these are the things she tells her students in the Talented Arts program of Caddo. Enjoy. Hello, this is Brittany Hazelton, and this is Arklatex Artistry, where we explore the arts culture in our area. Today's guest is an amazing Shreveport artist who has recently been involved in a mural project at the new Amazon facility in Shreveport. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Hillary Frazier. I'm a local artist. I currently work with the TAP program, the Talented Arts program with Caddo. Um, and I love getting to know the Shreveport scene. I love getting to meet local artists, and honestly, Shreveport has a really creative group of people here in the city. So I'm really happy to just kind of be a part of all that.
Oh yeah, no, we got an amazingly large and
Yes,
talented art community here.
absolutely,
I
including
lo-
you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love to boast about our community every time every time we talk about Shreveport. I'm like, yeah, our community, amazing, competitive to the big ones.
hmm
you know. So let's get started. How did you hear about this Amazon mural project, and how did you become involved?
So I actually didn't know it was going to be for Amazon, but Cadavian Baylor, who's a local artist here in the area who does a lot of mural work, he
Mhm.
put out a random post on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm looking for digital artists for a project. Kick me up." I sent him some messages back and forth. I shot him an email with my portfolio, just kind of showing him my digital work. And from there, he was just like, "Okay, what this project is it is for the Amazon facility. Would you be interested in taking it part?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely. That sounds like a
Nice.
fantastic idea." And I'm happy he wanted it to be a big collaborative community project with other local artists too. So, as far as I understood, he chose 7 artists. It was myself, of course, Alex Richardson, Bailey Harris, Tika Johnson, Paige Powell, Cassidy Adams, and then I'm making sure I'm not forgetting somebody, Haley Curtin. And I
Okay.
hope that's all 7. If I'm missing anybody, I do apologize. But it was a really awesome project to kind of just be a part of and be chosen for.
Yeah. So it's really cool that Cadavian did include everyone, because from what I understood is originally they were just going to get him to design everything, but then he was like, "No, I want to include all these other artists," and I wanted to. And I think that's great because it shows that we have a lot of talents, and it was
Mhm.
really I think amazing of him to reach out and give other artists the opportunity like this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, knowing Cadavian, he could have handled the project backwards and forwards by himself, but it
Oh
was
yeah.
really awesome for him to have reached out to other artists and give us the opportunity as well. So I don't think we could ever say just how thankful we are for that.
Oh yeah. I've seen his projects. He does very large scale murals and the beautiful work.
hmm
He definitely could have, taken it on his on his own. I'm certain.
hmm
Um, But he does seem to like to work with other artists, so I've noticed that. Like I've noticed he's worked with Ben Moss before a few times,
Hmm.
especially. Um, so I understand each artist was given a location in Shreveport for their theme. What was yours?
So my location was Cross Lake.
Cross Lake.
Um, and we
Okay,
were give. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead and tell me about your design.
So Cadavian gave us each a theme, a location within the Shreveport area. He gave us a phrase, and then he gave us very particular services or things that Amazon has as products. And we were to implement that into our designs. For me, I was given actually employee benefits, things that employees would be able to receive if they were an employee at the facility. So that was my big focus. The phrase he gave me was believe in yourself, and the products. And as I mentioned before, my big thing with my design, and I'm actually kind of looking on it on my computer right now just to kind of get a kind of remember my thought process while I was working on it. um, my thought process is it's good to believe in yourself as an employee, but it's really important to also be able to rely on your coworkers as well, because working within any kind of
Mhm.
job, you want to be able to rely on each other as well. So I said believe in yourself and each other, and my big focus was having a father and daughter. If I'm imagining the father as kind of an employee himself, and he's off on vacation because Amazon offers these free skill trainings and also paid time
Mhm.
off in case you need like a mental health day, or if you'd like to have a really nice kind of father-daughter day with your
Yeah.
daughter. So that was kind of the idea that I was going for. And throughout the design, I wanted to incorporate groups. So I have these group of turtles, these group of fish. I have two little
Mhm.
dragonflies that kind of like take up the front of it, delivering Amazon packages. That was my favorite part to draw. And I also have these group of birds just kind of hanging out in the background. But I just wanted to kind of hone in on the idea of being a group and being able to work together. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the inspiration with my design.
Okay, yeah, because I saw the designs that you posted. I thought that was really cool. I liked I liked the color themes that you had over the entire thing, and
Thank you.
I think the full piece was is the full piece that you drew was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I honestly and truly like I really kind of like how it was incorporated into the overall mural. Like I thought it was really cute. And Cadavian also added in some fun little details onto it that I thought were really cute. So I kind of like how it ended up in the final
Oh,
product.
nice. All right. So, how about your overall experience working with Amazon? Did you work with them much?
So to be completely honest, our experience was kind of hands off. Cadavian was kind of the middleman for everything. So he
Mhm.
and Victoria Pouncey, and that was the other artist that was also included as well. She was one of the artists that were chosen for the project, but she did a lot of the coordinating, which was fabulous because she would talk to Cadavian, and then anything that Cadavian had on behalf of Amazon, he would give back to her, and then she would reach out to us and let us know when the designs were due, when we could expect to meet up, when we could expect to maybe tour the facility. So she was really like instrumental in getting a lot of the project off the ground too. And once again, she's just a really fabulous artist and a really fabulous person. So I'm happy that she was included as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So, what do you hope that this mural would portray to those entering the building?
I hope that they have a fun and funky, fresh time. I hope they come in because, any like standard 9 to 5, like you go in, you clock out, you do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I hope it offers a break in the monotony for the people that come in. Like, I hope they can kind of look at these walls and think, that's really fun. Okay.
Some
Maybe,
vibrance in their
yeah.
lives, some color. It breaks the pattern of the gray and white that we often see in buildings like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, given that it's a facility, it's kind of nice having those fresh pop of colors on the wall, gives it some personality in there.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So, do you feel like this project could lead to future projects for other artists like yourself?
Absolutely. I'm happy to be able to put it in my portfolio. And as far as I understand it, Cadavian, now that he's in talks with the Amazon facility, they're in talks about maybe potentially bringing this project to other facilities within the country. So it
Oh,
might not just be done on a local level, it could also offer opportunities to other artists in other areas as well. So I'm really excited to see where this goes.
that's awesome, and
Mhm.
that's great that Shreveport could be kind of the kickoff of that kind of project for all of these Amazon facilities. and
Yeah.
giving artists in other areas a chance, as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to see what happens with it.
I feel like every area is gonna have their own taste and zing too.
Oh yeah. Like I think right now we've got some fun ones. Like I think that was one thing I noticed about all the designs is that everyone was super colorful. So it will be
Yeah.
really interesting to see the differences in themes that happen in all these other facilities if this takes off.
We do have a lot of like vibrant painters here and artists. So
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love it.
no, no, I think it's great. I think it's a unique flavor of us, here
hmm
in the city. And so tell me a little bit about yourself as an artist. Where did art begin for you?
Before the interview, I said this is a loaded question.
I'm
Uh,
ready for it. Let's go.
So how I describe it to any of my students who ask me, because I'm a teacher now, currently an art teacher. But really I was just always kind of doodling as a kid. I was in art club in like fourth grade. And then in middle school is when it really kind of took off for me. I watched a show. Fun fact, I watched the anime Yu Yu Hakusho. And I
Oh.
love the designs of that so much. And I was like, I really want to draw like this. This seems like fun. And that's kind of where it took off. It's like I would always have sketchbooks. My parents would always supply me with art supplies every Christmas. Yeah, it was just kind of off
No.
from there.
I was the same way. I drew a lot as a kid. And then my like when I got in middle school, I was in a really gothy age, so I was drawing a
Yeah,
lot
that's the
of.
perfect time to do
I
that
was
too.
like, I had like books, and I would always have charcoal because what I was mainly drawing in was
Nice.
charcoal,
I
and I would
love that.
have
Okay.
I would get it all over me, and I just didn't care. And then like my grandfather, he was always buying me art supplies. He'd just buy me art supplies because he just wanted to keep, he wanted to see me keep drawing. He had a he had a brother who drew a lot, and then he stopped drawing, but he used to draw trees, and my dad always, was so proud of his brother and his trees, and when I started doing art, he was proud of that too. So
No, I love that. Were you like when I was in middle school and high school, like I would always like go over my sketchbooks and wouldn't allow anyone to look at it. I was kind of like hissing at them. It's like go away. Were you like
yeah,
that too?
yeah, only my closest friends were
hmm
given access to my books, and there was a few other artists I knew, and we would share, our progress. And I, to this day, to me, there was this girl named Mandy Connor, and I felt like she was way better than me, and but I always admired her work, and we were both gothy, so we drew gothy things.
I love that.
But yeah, it was kind of just, this only the few people. And then later, as I got older, I started to learn about the art community, and I was like, hey, yeah, I don't know, I don't think I've ever told you this. I accidentally became a roster artist.
Oh, really? How
So,
does that happen?
so in 2015, I I like found out that Shreveport Regional Arts Council is having this big grand opening of the new building.
Okay.
I had no idea that they even existed before that. So I go to this opening, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have a directory. Here's a director page. You should go on it." So I was like, "Yeah, sure. Well, I guess I'm an artist. I'll go ahead and fill out some directory." And I put myself in there. I was like, "What's this button that says become a roster artist?" I click it. I have no idea what I'm doing. And next thing I know, 3 months later, it's like, "You're a roster artist." I'm like, "What does that even mean?"
It was serendipitous. It was meant to happen that way.
I guess it was, and here I am, and, and I'm glad that, to see, other artists like you would come in not long after, and a lot of other people. And it was great because at the time I, actually became a roster artist. I was the youngest roster artist at the time.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, but luckily, more young people came in, so I didn't feel so excluded.
Oh no.
I was a little, surrounded by a lot of people that were, a bit older than me. So, let's see. How about your themes and topics for your art?
Um, I love using color. That's a big thing. It's not a theme, but it's definitely something I kind of gravitate toward. If it doesn't have a, like, I always tell myself I'm going to go into something with black and white, and then it never stays that way for very
Uh,
long. So I've kind of
I
just given up on that.
I have the same problem.
Yeah, it's just like, no, the more color, the better. I want people's eyes to twitch looking at my piece. Draw a lot of women for sure, lots and lots of women. A, because I am one and they're just easy to draw for me now. And B, I feel like especially the experience as a woman is very fascinating and very unique. And so I think it's kind of fun to portray that. A lot of people, I like thinking of myself as a very bubbly person on the outside, and then my art can be kind of morbid on the inside. I think it's probably gotten less morbid over time. But I don't know. I just like to have fun with it. I like to get a little whimsical here and there. And I always try to do something based around kind of the human condition because everyone's experience is kind of unique. So I try to incorporate, you know, the experiences a normal human being within my artwork in some capacity, whether it's in a small way or in a big way.
Well, I have always enjoyed your art in general.
Thank you.
I
Same
love.
for you, honestly.
Oh, thank you. I always was like, she loves drawing women, and I love drawing women.
I think that
Yeah.
means we need to collab in the future at some
Oh,
point.
that would be awesome.
I have to,
Well, we should consider that.
I
Yeah,
think that could be
definitely.
fun.
That would be. We'd definitely have to do that and then have an interview about it and share our collaboration and have a whole like podcast about it.
Is that like having an in? It's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do our own artwork, and then I'm gonna use my own platform to be able to talk about the art.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
it'll
like
be
cheating?
fine.
I don't know.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. They'll be fine. So, what advice would you give to starting artists?
Be ready to be vulnerable. That's always the toughest part as an artist is just be ready to be vulnerable. If you're putting your work out there, it's like always the most nerve-wracking thing ever. And especially with social media now, it's like it's so nerve-wracking and
It
sometimes it can like bring in an intense anxiety. Really don't do it for numbers, don't do it for likes, just do it because you want to put your work out there and then hopefully the right people will see it, whether it's
Mhm.
people that support you or, something that can lead on to a new opportunity. And even if it doesn't lead on to a new opportunity, at least you're making something. That's the biggest thing. It's like at least you're making something and putting something out into the world.
Oh yeah, and every time you make something, you're improving. I
Yeah,
feel like.
absolutely. Exactly. And you can always improve. That's another thing I always tell my students. It's like no one's ever perfect at doing everything. You're like, if you want to be a good artist, you want to constantly learn and keep
Oh
constantly
yeah.
progressing. You don't want to stay stagnant.
Yep, you're constantly learning. It's a
Oh, yeah.
constant improvement. I think even some of them like artists that have masters of the art, they still find things they're learning and improving on every day. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And there's always something new in the art community or just out there in the industry. And so there's always something new you can kind of like clutch onto and try and like learn a little bit or try and master. So
mhm.
it keeps
Uh,
things not boring, that's for sure.
no, definitely, definitely. So, is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers?
Um, Once again, thank you to Cadavian and to Amazon for the opportunity. I was super excited. Once again, I was so grateful to be around the likes of other great artists who got to help out with this project. Once again, that's Alex Richardson, Bailey Harris, Victoria Pouncey, Haley Kirkton, Tika Johnson, Paige Powell, and then myself. I had to think about the numbers. It's like that is everybody this time, right? But yeah, no, I'm really thankful for the opportunity and thank you for bringing me on, Brittany. This is really awesome,
It's
awesome thing
no
you're doing.
problem.
So yeah.
Ah, thank you. Oh, before we go, how can people reach you and follow you and your art?
Best way you can email me at hillaryfrazierart@gmail.com if you have any projects you're interested in, or you can follow me on Instagram at FKA Frazier Art.
All right. Thank you so much, Hillary.
Thank
It
you.
was great talking to you, and we'll probably talk again sometime, especially if we do that collaboration.
I'm so ready. I'm so excited. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that was my interview with Hillary Frazier. You can check out her website as well, including those links that she mentioned. You can find those on the article I wrote that I'm publishing later today. But there's also her website, hillaryfrazier.com, and you can see just some of her art here. And she has a really cool website design. I admire this website design a lot. She does traditional and digital. She takes commissions, so that's also something. You could probably, no, it's not there yet, but you ever want to look at some of her art, you can get on and check it out here. But, okay. So you can find more of my articles on our website, KSLA.com, under community. Look for Architects Artistry. Now, if you want to watch just our videos, you can go to podcasts and scroll all the way down. Architects Artistry should be the one at the bottom. I do mini documentaries, and I do once a week Zoom interviews, and so you can check me out noon every Saturday. You can find us on Roku, Apple, YouTube, any of the apps that you can find. Search KSLA, and you may be able to find one of our streaming apps where we have a lot of special content and other unique videos and things to see. So yeah, see you next week at noon, where we'll have another cool interview for you. You're gonna like next week, I'm certain of it. So, bye guys, and take care.